What's up, guys? I want to start off this video by letting you guys know I am leaving the theater right now. I just saw a movie that I am so excited to talk about. I don't know. I got so excited I just started a video right now just to let you guys know. Yeah, so I'm gonna head home and I'm gonna start recording this whole movie review right off the bat, because as soon as I saw this, I'm like, this is a movie I gotta review. So yeah, I will see you guys in a bit. I'm speeding down the street now because I have to pee so bad, and I knew I should not have got the slushy, but you know what? I'm an idiot. So, all right, bye, guys. All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and as I said before, I am just so excited to talk about this movie. So I was lucky enough, I just got back from the theater. I was attending this film event where they were showing this early screening for this movie, and I think the release date is coming out soon. But nonetheless, I just really wanted to talk about it early. They said I'm allowed to talk about what it's about, but I'm just gonna make sure not to give away the ending, because I think that everybody needs to go and see it, like almost specifically for the ending. I don't know. Enough hyping it up. Let's just get right into it. So, I'm reviewing a movie called Apollo's Fur, and it's starring Jason Bateman and Steve Buscemi. It's kind of like this weird, like, it's an indie psychological comedy tattoo. It's so hard to explain, but honestly, like, once you start to watch it and you start to get into it, I feel like you start to like understand the movie more as you go. Which I guess it's for all movies, but this one's kind of different. It's like almost hard to grasp what's kind of going on in the beginning, but as you start to go, you get like hooked immediately. Like, I'm just gushing. Anyway, let's just get into the recap, and then we'll go from there. We start off with a flashback where we see young Harry Manchester huddled in the corner. We see he's watching his parents argue with his older brother Sal. The words are hazy, but the gist is that Sal is angry that he's been lied to, but we don't know about what. Sal then storms off, and the parents go to talk with Harry. They tell him that it's okay, and that they don't need him anyway. They go on to explain the legend of Apollo's Fur, a tree that was turned to gold by a beam of sunlight sent from the god Apollo himself. The Manchester family owned the land that the golden tree resided on, and for centuries the family would bury secrets underneath it, and one day, when Harry is older, he can do the same. But apparently, Sal learned of the secrets early on and didn't agree with them, so he ran off, never to be heard of again. Flash forward 40 years, and Harry, played by Jason Bateman, has been preparing for his journey to find Apollo's Fur and bury his secrets that he holds in a dark green suitcase. In comes Sal, played by Steve Buscemi, who arrives to stop Harry from finding the tree, but Harry is dead set on finding the truth and burying his lies. And for some reason, Sal is too filled with fear to even utter what's buried underneath. He just wants Harry to trust him, but why should he, after Sal abandoned him so long ago? So, Sal says he'll go with Harry to Apollo's Fur and see if he can convince him to turn back before it's too late, and maybe they can rekindle their brotherhood along the way. So that bears the question, what does Sal know? What's in Harry's suitcase? And what is buried underneath at Apollo's Fur? Well, that's for you to see. Alright, now that that's out of the way, let's get into the greats. Okay, so right off the bat, the acting. First off, Jason Bateman, I think that he's already such a fantastic actor. I loved him in Game Night. I mean, of course, I think a lot of people know him from Arrested Development, but he could also just be such a great, serious actor. Like, because Game Night, still a comedy thriller type deal, but when you watch him in The Gift, oh, it's fantastic. Like, he has such a way of, like, switching it on and off, where he's, like, such an intimidating person that I feel like if I saw him in real life, I would wish I wasn't seeing him in real life. He scares me. I don't know. But that's how good of an actor he is. But with that being said, when you look at Steve Buscemi, though, I feel like he's the kind of guy who, you always see him in a comedy. You see him, like, pop up in an Adam Sandler movie, and you think that he's so funny, but he has a serious roles as well. And I mean, of course, I know people think about him in, like, Spy Kids 2, the whole God line, people are like, whoa, that one's super deep. It's almost like that throughout this movie. Like, he is just a super deep character where it's like he's not really even making any jokes almost, which is almost at first you would think it's odd to see Steve Buscemi like this, but no, he's actually genuinely killing it in this. Like, it's awesome. It's just, yeah, it's awesome. So, moving on from that, I would say the plot. So, all right, so the plot, that is kind of like going into the writing as well. So that's kind of like a great tied into one, the writing, dialogue, just overall the plot. It was so complicated, right? Because, after we see Harry and Sal go off on their like little adventure, like brother bonding trip, it's a lot of like intertwining between like an adventure, as they're trying to navigate through this Manchester manor, like they're like this little forest, while also like navigating their own relationship as well. They haven't seen each other in almost like 40 years. Like, it's been a long time. So, with all that being said, it's like it's just so interesting to see like two characters kind of have to like deal with peril out in their outside world while also trying to deal with trusting each other enough to like keep each other safe, And then, you know what? I'm gonna stop this right here because the plot I was gonna get deeper into it, but I'll spin back about the plot, the ending of the plot, in another great. Forget it. Just trust me. Next is I want to give a grade to the cinematography. It just looked really good. I think that was just shot very well. Unfortunately, since it's a movie that hasn't really been released yet, I don't have a lot of like screenshots of it. But I just think that overall, I feel like the cinematographer of this movie really just understood exactly how to just visually draw me in to the point where it almost looked. It had like a look of like an old western almost, where it just seemed gritty. It seemed dark, but at the same time, it's like it really helped when it contrasted with the actual Apollo's fur that is like this golden like from heavens type deal. Like, it's so grandiose and shining, and it's like you see as to why like this whole family, this whole Manchester lineage is so attracted to this golden fur, because this world around them is just so disgusting and dark, and they toss their secrets underneath the Apollo's fur to get rid of these secrets, to almost like push away the dark world that's around them, to kind of you get what I'm saying? It just did a great job. They did a fantastic job. The cinematography, it just really it told the story without even having to tell the story, yeah. So last great is the twist. So that's what I was saying about the plot. I wanted to stop that plot, me talking about the plot, because I wanted to specifically talk about the twist. I think this is a twist that was so well done because it not only is a subversion of the expectations of where this whole thing is going, because I'll just let you know that you do figure out what's inside of Harry's briefcase, and it's something that you just would not have expected. And then you also figure out what's buried underneath the fur, Apollo's fur, and it's again like it's something that like caught me off guard in a way that it's like it was almost infuriating how I didn't think about what it would have been, because it's pieces that are laid out throughout the entire movie. Everything that you see at that twist is something that you realize when it like all hits you at once, that you realize you've seen this all laid out for you in the beginning of this movie. Like, they were piecing together this plot twist from the first second, and it's yeah, it's that good. I was just, my mouth was just like wide open in the theater. I'm pretty sure a moth flew in there at some point, because I was slack jawed. It was insane. So yeah. So once this movie like releases like worldwide, I'm gonna go see it like 3 or 4 more times. But with that being said, I'm gonna have to give it still one gripe though. One gripe. The only gripe is I think it could have been longer. That's it. That's really it. like, I think that there's still room to explore the relationship between Harry and Sal. And while I still think that I mean, I think that the director and everyone knew as to like how long they should have, let this film go out for. Which, by the way, I feel like it needs to be said. This film was directed by this. He's like a smaller director. His name's Ernest Vermos. You could look him up. He has like no pictures online. I don't know. Very like secluded dude, but Ernest really just killed it. Like I said, I think it could have been longer, but I trust him. I trust him. Maybe he just knew that if it was only even like seconds longer, it just wouldn't have been the same. Which, hey, I agree actually, but still a gripe. Nonetheless, just to wrap up my thoughts here, yeah, it was a fantastic movie. Like, it's definitely above the 95 rank. Not necessarily like my favorite. Like, I know that the way I gush about it is like I'm saying it's my favorite movie, but and who knows, maybe my rating will change. But at this very moment, I'm going to have to give this grade a 96% and an A plus because honestly, it was so good. Like it was, I that the gripe that I had about the length really didn't kill this movie in any way, shape, or form. Honestly, but like I said, it still left me wanting more, which I didn't really know how I felt. Whereas, like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? With all that being said, like I said, this movie has been released. Yeah, I'm dropping this video itself on April 1st. I think that it should be out by that day, but nonetheless, you guys can go see it on Netflix, Nulu, NBO Hacks, Quibi. I think I don't know any of the streaming services once it gets to that point. Yeah. So. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your April month. I will see you all in my next video. Bye.